Uh-oh, you are now listening to
D, the delinquent.
on the podcast.
This is Many Hats, no cap, baby.
D, the delinquent. Many hats, no cap.
Welcome to Many Hats, no cap with Delinquent. Stealing is bad, bro. It doesn't take a brainiac to understand that. Stealing is bad. Don't do it. But then again, I understand that sometimes, you just gotta do what you got to do. So I don't judge anybody. I mean, hell, everybody stole something. A Butterfinger from Circle K, $5 from your mama's purse, a pencil, a beer, someone's lady, someone's man. Shit, I don't know. Somebody stole something somewhere, somehow, at some point in time. Nobody's innocent. Nobody's a fucking angel. I don't care who you are. But for this one, man, I'm going to share a story. A couple stories, actually. And I'm going to kick this off with this dude named Sean. He was a service rider with me back in the day at a big corporation, big motorcycle dealership. Shout out to Sean if you're listening to this. If you see this, much love, bro. I miss you. He was from New Hampshire. He had a thick accent. I love New Hampshire's state motto, by the way. Live free or die. Live free or die. That is fucking awesome. Shout out to New Hampshire. Well, anyway, Sean was being a big, bad, tough guy. He was this big, stocky dude. Vet, thank you for your service, Sean. But you know you did wrong. I gotta share this story. See, he was always jacking shit from the store next door. Little stuff. Skittles, gum, just little things like that. Those little mints that they were like little strips where you take out and let it melt on your tongue. Those were a hit back in the day. I don't know if they still make those, but anyway, he was stealing little shit like that. He would really buy stuff, but he would steal more shit than he would buy. Anyway, I would always tell him, bro, karma's a bitch. It's gonna bite you in your ass. He never believed me though. So anyway, he gets this new apartment down here in Tucson, Arizona. It was about 10 minutes from the shop. And he had a Jeep. He always had to top off, thinking he's all bad and shit. And one day he comes to the store, bumping, hardcore. Just got this brand new stereo system installed from Car Audio Express. This shit was thumping. It would rattle, fucking crack the concrete. It was a nice sound system. Well, one day, maybe like a week after getting this awesome sound system, somebody stole his stereo. Somebody stole his stereo. He was all sad and shit. Damn, bro, I ain't got money to get a new fucking stereo, and if I file through insurance, they're gonna charge me this and that, blah, blah. The next day, after his stereo was stolen, a couple gangsters come to the shop. And they're like, yo, anybody need a stereo? I'm like, yeah, my boy Sean needs one. I go, yo, Sean, these dudes got some stereos, bro. Let's go check out what they got. As we're walking out to the car, the dude pops his trunk. And he's like, yo, everything on the left side, $30. Everything on the right side, $50. Okay, cool. We'll go up to the trunk. Sean says, bro. And he whispers to me, that's my stereo, bro. I go, which one? Point to it. And he points to it. And I go, how do you know that's your stereo? Sean tells the dude, hey, can I see that one right there? The dude says, yeah. The dude hands it to Sean. Sean flips it upside down. Sean had a good habit of marking all his belongings with pink nail polish. It's a good trick to do. Anyway, yeah, there's his initials. Sean tells the dude, hey, bro, this is mine. You guys took this from a Jeep. The dude lifts up his shirt, shows a big strap, then he says, give me $20 for it. Sean goes, are you serious, bro? And now the dude takes out the strap, and he says, give me $25 for it. Sean goes, you just said $20. And the dude says, now give me $30 for it. Sean gives him $30, and they call it a day. Sean had to buy back his fucking stolen stereo. Now, I believe it's because of karma. Karma got his ass. Now here's another story about why you shouldn't steal. I used to work with this big dude named Roundball. He was a cool cat. His real name was Steven. But everybody called him Roundball because you know why. He had this habit of stealing everybody's flashlights. Now, we was doing roofing. We never used flashlights, but for some reason, Roundball thought it was fucking hilarious stealing everybody's flashlights. And in his truck, every time he hit the brake, all these flashlights would roll underneath the seat all the way to the front. It was crazy. He had like 50 flashlights. Well, one day, about 5 in the morning, it was still dark outside. We're getting ready to go do some work at the hangar, at the base. Me and the homie Joel, we decided to take all the flashlights back. Fuck it. And we're going to distribute them to everybody. We're talking Snap-on flashlights, Matco flashlights, Craftsman's, some good flashlights. We just hand them out to everybody. Ain't no reason why Roundball need all these flashlights. You feel me? Plus, we're roofers. We didn't need no fucking flashlights. Well, this day, Roundball needed a flashlight. Now, Roundball's job was kind of like a journeyman. He had to do like quality inspection and shit. We're on this roof. We just finished stripping it all off. We're getting ready to put down some new foam and insulation and all this shit and lay down some metal panels and all that. Well, on a skylight, my brother, he put this big piece of plywood on it and he spray painted all big, "Don't lift." Because, I'll tell you why. Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna go straight to the story. So Roundball's up top doing his inspections and shit. What does Roundball do? He lifts that piece of plywood. He lifts it up. Now this is a hot ass day. We're talking like 120 degrees. He lifts that plywood up and he's looking in it like, what the fuck's down there? And he's just trying to focus because it's a long tunnel and it's dark and we're outside and the sun's beaming in our faces. So he's blinking and blinking, just staring down this hole, and he's blinking, trying to focus. What the hell's inside? And we're looking at him. I didn't know what was inside that. My brother knew, but he was down below. He was on the roof with us. Roundball staring inside this fucking hole. About a good 30 seconds of just trying to focus to see what's in this room. We just hear this loud ass woman scream. "Ah! What the fuck are you doing?" Roundball falls back. Ugh! He stumbles on his knees. He puts the plywood back on the fucking, over the thing. And anyway, we all go running down. What the fuck was that? This lady comes out with a fucking big old motherfucking MP, military police. Well, that skylight was to the woman's bathroom. Yeah. See, karma got his ass. If he had a flashlight, he could have looked in there and saw real quick and backed out. But nah. Either way, he would have been fucked. I get it. I agree. Trust me. But man, here's another thing. I was going to do like a newspaper route for the Daily Star down here, where you could be your own carrier, make some good money. It was like a side gig, a side hustle. Start like 4 in the morning, throw out newspapers and shit. This was like 15, maybe 18 years ago. I don't know. Well, when I signed up, the dude that was in charge of this all, he told me, hey, it might be a good idea if you go just ride around town and figure out your routes. That way you can knock them out, ASAFP with no problem. I said, man, that's a good idea. So that weekend came, and I started driving around the neighborhoods that I'm going to be delivering these papers to. Then there's this neighborhood in Tucson called Winter Haven. It's an awesome neighborhood. Every Christmas, they put up Christmas lights, and the whole town goes down there and they check out the Christmas lights. They got hot cocoa, horses, popcorn, churros, all kinds of crazy stuff. It's good vibes. It's a nice neighborhood. That neighborhood was on my paper route. So I started driving down there, trying to figure out the route, looking at this map. And then this weird car gets behind me. When I turned left, he turned left. When I turned right, he turned right. When I did a U-turn, he did a U-turn. He was on my ass. He was on my bumper. He was so damn close to me. I opened up my console. I put my strap on my lap because I really thought it was going to get to that point. So then he cuts me off up the road after 20, 30 turns, not exaggerate. Cuts me off. He hops out, then he says, "Who the fuck are you, man?" I could see that the dude was harmless. Yeah, he was pissed off, but I could take him. So I put the strap underneath my seat and I go, man, I'm just trying to learn the routes, bro. I'm pretty much your guys' new paper boy. Then he says, oh, my bad. I just don't want nobody fucking around in our neighborhood, you feel me? I said, yeah, I feel you. And he could have left it as that, walked back to his car and left. But no. He wanted to go on and go on and go on with these little fucking threats. These little, like, sneaky ass threats. You know, I don't want to have to bust a cap at somebody. I got a lot of guns, you feel me? If I catch somebody in my neighborhood, I just might put one in their chest. A bunch of them. To the point where it was pissing me off. And he's talking and talking and talking. And then he just, I don't know if you want to call it snitching or whatever, he just said too much about himself. Because I got a whole lot of nice shit in my garage. I got cameras, I got ATVs, I got dirt bikes, I got all kinds of good shit in my garage, and I don't want nobody fucking around. I go, okay, cool. So a week later, I start my paper route. I'm driving around, yada, yada, yada. My car overheated. I had to park it, I had to walk across the street to the Circle K down there, get some water, yada, yada. When I come back, my door was open, and my phone was gone. What the fuck? This is a nice ass neighborhood. Where's my fucking phone? So anyway, I finished the route, go back home. I check on, the internet to do the find my phone thing. I see where it's at. I go hunt that motherfucker down. And when you use that app, it sends pings to the device, you know what I'm saying? So when I get close to where it was supposed to be, all of a sudden I see it outside on the sidewalk. Pick up my phone, it wasn't damaged or nothing, but it was on that you can try your password again in 24 hours. Like somebody was trying really hard to get into my phone. Anyway, I look up at this house. Guess whose house it is? It's that motherfucker that was so damn concerned about me being in his neighborhood, he done fucked around and jacked me. The wrong one. And remember, he told me that he has a whole bunch of nice shit in his garage. And for some crazy reason, I ended up with like 3 GoPros and a nice ass Canon. I don't know how, it just fell in my lap. I didn't do nothing, but I got mad homies that got my back. Plus, I got my phone back. Karma's a bitch, ain't it? You feel me? But here's another reason why you shouldn't steal. This is gonna get a little deeper now. When I was working at the pawn shop, this happened several times, but there was one occasion when this happened and it stuck with me. See, I'm big into electronics, especially cameras. I love cameras. Some dude comes in off the street. He has this Canon. It was like a Mark 5D4, and this was brand new at the time. They were still going for $5-6 grand. He brings it in. I'm going through it. And I know he stole it because he can't even show me how that shit operates. That's a trick a lot of pawnbrokers use, by the way. If they feel like you stole the motherfucker, they'll hand it back to you and be like, can you show me how to get to this menu? Can you show me how this works? They just watch you. And if you can't, bust it. They know it's not yours. Anyway, so I did that to him and I could tell he ain't ever fucking worked a camera a day in his life. I go through the menu. And I shut it off real quick. Just because I wanted to move fast. But I knew there was a whole bunch of pictures in there. I wasn't thinking. Anyway, the dude tried to ask me for $1,500. I said, nah, man, I can give you $500. What? $500? How you gonna do me like that? I said, bro, I can give you $500 for a loan. It's just a loan. You can come back and pick it up. All right. He takes the $500. He leaves. I'm like, great. When this motherfucker drops, I'm gonna buy it for $800. That way everybody wins, everybody's happy. 3 months pass. The camera comes out for sale. I'm all excited. I put the camera on the charger, and when it charged up, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I got a brand new fucking camera. This was still new in the stores. It finally charges up, I turn it on. I go through the SIM card, and I see a whole bunch of photos of a baby. Like from start to finish, bro. Like the lady being pregnant to the baby being born to all the way up to its like second birthday. Whole bunch of pictures. And no bullshit. The last picture in this on this SIM card was a picture of a tombstone. And yeah, had that baby's name on it, and baby died at 2 years old. I'm like, damn. I got one of those photos, put it to my phone, I put it on Facebook, and I asked everybody if anybody knew who this person was. It was a picture of the mom, the dad, maybe the grandma and grandpa, and the baby. I just left it as that. A whole bunch of comments came through, and I found the owner. And I told the owner, hey, come meet me at this spot. I got your camera, yada, yada, yada. Like, all right, cool. We'll be there right now. I met up with them, and yeah. After the funeral, they all went to eat at a restaurant, and somebody broke into their car and stole the camera. And she was heartbroken because the majority of the pictures that she had of her daughter were on that SIM card. I was happy to get it back to them. Then it got deeper. I told them where the camera was at, and they got the cops involved, and cops did the little investigation. They ended up catching the dude that brought it in initially. Karma's a bitch. They got the dude. Now here's a last reason. Hopefully this teaches some of y'all out there why you shouldn't steal. It has to do with the pawn shop again. And I used to see this a lot, but this one specific time really fucked me up, man. So, it was a regular day. Everything was going smooth, no drama. I wasn't called any names that day. It was an awesome day. This old couple comes in. I'm talking in their 80s, a nana and tata. They walked in all slow. The lady had a walker, and the tata he had a cane, and he was just tending to her, opening the door for her and holding her arm while they're walking. I said, hey, welcome to the store. Anything I can help you with? They tell me in Spanish that they're there to look at some jewelry. I said, all right, cool. I point them to the jewelry. They start looking at jewelry. Not even 5 minutes into it, the nana says, that's it. That's it. And the tata looks down and he goes, oh my God, yeah, that is. Mira, esa también. That too. And then they hugged. And the nana started crying. And I go, oh wow, did you guys find some pieces you like? And the tata tells me, those are actually ours. I go, oh wow, did you guys pawn them and lose them somewhere? Because we would get a whole bunch of merchandise from other stores if they couldn't move them and stuff. We would do the same thing for other stores. If we couldn't move items, we would send them to them. Maybe they'd have better luck selling it, He says, no, but we want to buy them. I go, want to buy them? I said, how many pieces are there? No bullshit. It was about 15 pieces. I get all the pieces, put them on the counter. I start putting them in the computer. And as I'm putting them in the computer, I'm getting to know these people. I'm talking to them. The nana's not really saying much. And then finally the nana looks up at me. I see that she's crying. So, okay, cool. So you must be really excited. And then the tata says, we are. It still hurts though because our grandson stole these from us. I said, damn. I said, you guys don't have to buy these back. You guys can call the cops, go through the process, and they'll give this back to you. And then the company will just go after the person that stole them and brought them here for restitution. You guys don't got to pay for this. And the nana said in Spanish, no, we don't want him to get in any trouble. We love him. And I'm shaking my head and I go, well, your total is close to $8,000. He goes, we'll just pay it. We don't want no problems. We don't want to bring no problems to our grandson. He's on drugs. Now, that's bullshit, man. I worked in my deals the best I could, got him out the door at $6,000 flat. But man, how fucked up is that? That dude never got in trouble, so I can't say karma got him. But I know he's on the streets fucked up on drugs, so is karma getting him? And the grandma and Tata that got their shit back, was that good karma for them? Karma's a bitch. Karma's confusing. Life is fucking confusing. Either way, don't steal, bro. Just don't.
Many hats, no cap.